Now we're going to go into the huquq now. What are the rights that knowledge has? Inshallah ta'ala, write this down bi'idhnillah al-kareem. The first right that knowledge has is we know its virtue, which was already what we spoke about. The first rights that knowledge has is an na'rifa, that we know the fadl, the virtue that knowledge has, and the sharaf in which it has. Many people don't know that. As Allah said in the Quran, وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَهُمْ عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ هُمْ غَافِلُونَ. Allah tells us that majority of the people don't know. But they only know the apparent matters of the world. If you speak to them and you ask them about issues related to the dunya, they will break it down for you. They'll tell you this, that, this, that. But if you ask them matters related to the deen, the basic matters of the deen, they will say, I don't know. And they are what? Unaware of it. And that's not a good trait. Some people, they know detailed matters of the dunya, sophisticated issues, and he will say to you, I don't know the deen. And he doesn't know matters which are basic. And as we know, this deen is very easy. It's not a complicated deen. Are we all together, brothers? It's basic. So for you not to know how to pray, for you not to know how to fast, for you not to know the pillars of al-Islam, and to know detailed matters of the dunya, you might fall under this verse. May Allah protect us all from this. يَعْلَمُونَ ظَاهِرًا مِنَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. They know the apparent dunya. وَهُمْ عَنِ الْآخِرَةِ غَافِلُونَ. Ibn Kathir rahimahullah, in his tafsir, he mentions that Hassan al-Basri rahimahullah said, there are people, before they weigh the gold, they see gold somewhere, before they even weigh it, they can tell you how much it weighs, just by seeing it. They can tell you whether it's real gold or fake gold without even looking at it. They can see it from far and they can tell you this is fake gold. That's how much they know it. But he said, if you see them pray, if you see them do sujood and ruku' and the way that they pray, they do not know anything about it. They are far from what is required from them. And there are people like that. You ask him, Akhi, I want to fill this application form. How long is the process? He will break it down to you like he is what? An employee in that office. Are we all together, brothers? Because he wants to know these things, but he doesn't want to know matters related to the deen. So, learning what? The virtues of knowledge and the status it has. And there are many virtues. Some of them I mentioned it already. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ إِنَّمَا يَتَذَكَّرُ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. Before that, Allah says, أَمَّنْ هُوَ قَانِتٌ أَنَاءَ اللَّيْلِ سَاجِدًا وَقَائِمًا يَحْذَرُ الْآخِرَةَ وَيَرْجُو رَحْمَةَ رَبِّهِ قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ إِنَّمَا يَتَذَكَّرُ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. Are they equal? The one who knows and the one who doesn't know, are they equal? Allah is asking us that question. We're all going to say what? Of course they're not equal. The one who knows and the one who doesn't know is never going to be equal. Even in the world, if you want to get a job, they want you to know what you're doing, right? They won't give you a job if they don't believe you know what you're doing, right? Also Allah says, أَفَمَنْ يَعْلَمُ أَنَّمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ الْحَقُّ كَمَنْ هُوَ أَعْمَى. Are they equal? The one who knows that this all came down from Allah, the one who knows the deen, who understands, who has knowledge, is he equal to the one who is blind, dumb and deaf? Meaning he has no knowledge when it comes to the deen. Everything about the deen is, I don't know, I've never heard of it, I don't know it. They'll say those things to you. Are they equal? وَلِذَلِكَ, the day of judgment, the people who didn't listen to the revelation, didn't listen to knowledge, didn't give importance to the deen, they're going to regret it. Sah? They're going to come the day of judgment and they're going to wish that they took time out to learn their religion. Are we all together, brothers? And there's a certain amount of knowledge that every single one of us have to know. وَبَعْدُ فَالتَّوْحِيدُ عِلْمٌ يَنْبُلُ عَلَى الْعُلُومِ كُلِّهَا وَيَفْضُلُ قَدْ أَوْجَبَ الرَّحْمَنُ مِنْهُ قَدْرًا لَيْسَ يَصِحُّ دِينُ حَتَّى يُدْرَى. There is an amount of knowledge that you can't say, I don't know it. You will not be excused for saying, I don't know it. Are we all together? Such as matters related to Allah's rights, subhanahu wa ta'ala, al-tawheed and al-aqeedah. You're not going to be excused for not knowing it. You have to take out time. Are we all together? And know who your Lord is, and who are you worshipping, and what does He want from you, and why did He create you, and why are you here on this earth for? Are we all together, brothers? And where are we heading? Certain things in the religion you have to know. Your ibadat, for example, acts of worship, the salah that you're praying. What are the things that you're saying in the prayer? What is this action that you're doing? You have to study it. Fasting in Ramadan is around the corner. You have to know matters related. What is the things that are going to nullify your fasting? Are we all together, brothers? And a lot of the masajid, walillahi alhamdu wal minna, when you enter it, you see on the side, on the billboard, posters saying fiqh siyam. And that's been happening for a few years. And you're still saying, I don't know what breaks the fasting. That ignorance is not going to be excused. Are we all together? There is a type of ignorance that is what? Excused. But that's not one of the ignorance that's excused. Because you can go to your local masjid and learn these things. Are we all together? But there are sophisticated, detailed matters of the religion that a person, are we all together? A person has to go, of course, or may not be able to learn it. Matters of inheritance and things like that. Maybe other people can learn it on your behalf. You don't maybe have to learn it. But there are matters that you have to know about it. Are we all together, brothers? And you can't study knowledge from just online, brothers. Are we all together? If you want to seek knowledge, there has to be sought from what? You have to seek it from the feet of the scholars. فَمَا حَوَى الْغَايَاتُ فِي أَلْفِ سَنَةٍ شَخْصٌ فَخُذْ مِنْ كُلِّ فَنٍّ أَحْسَنًا بِحِفْظِ مَتْنٍ جَامِعٍ لِلرَّاجِحِ تَأْخُذُهُ عَلَى مُفِيدٍ نَاصِحِ. You can't seek knowledge by going online and Googling things up or buying a book and saying, I'm going to learn it. You have to come to the feet of the people of knowledge. You have to study. Imam al-Shatibi has a kitab called Al-Muwafaqat. In that book he talks about طُرُقُ تَحْصِيلِ الْعِلْم, the means of how to attain what? Knowledge. And he says that the ways to attain knowledge, he said, is two ways. The first one he says is al-mushafaha. Al-mushafaha is that a student of knowledge crosses his legs and he sits in front of a teacher and he takes a notebook and a pen and he learns from the teacher. The second one is what? After you've taken the keys and you've taken the basics from the teacher, then you move on to the second stage, which is then you can buy the books and start reading from the books. Are we all together, brothers? يظن الغمر أن الكتب تهدي أخا فهم لإدراك العلوم وما يدري الجهول بأن فيها غوامض قد حيرت عقل الفهيم إذا رمت العلوم بغير شيخ ضللت عن الصراط المستقيم وتلتبس العلوم عليك حتى تصير أضل من توم الحكيم. If you want to seek knowledge, don't think to yourself that you can go and read the books and get the knowledge directly from the books without having studied with the teachers. Are we all together, brothers? There has to be a teacher who opens these information. There are times I'm reading a book and I don't understand a certain mas'ala. I underline it. I call some of the teachers I studied with and I ask him to explain it for me. And then he breaks it down for me and explains it for me. But if a person fully just relies on their reading, they're going to come up with a lot of what? A lot of mistakes. A lot of shortcomings and misguidance. Let alone looking at YouTube and Google and Islam Q&A and you see an answer like that and you apply it straight away to your affairs. These can cause a lot of misguidance. Are we all together? Another thing that's from the rights of knowledge is that you correct your intention. Second rights. Why are you seeking knowledge? The poet, he said, فَلْتَقْصِدُوا أَرْبَعَةً قَبْلَ ابْتِدَاءٍ تَعَلَّمْ لِكَيْ تَفُوزَ بِالْهُدَى أولها الخروج من ضلال والثاني نفع خلق ذي الجلال وثالث الإحياء للعلوم والرابع العمل للمعلوم. You want to seek knowledge? فَلْتَقْصِدُوا أَرْبَعَةً قَبْلَ ابْتِدَاءٍ. Four things you have to intend if you want to gain knowledge. 4 intentions, 4 points and 4 reasons is why you're seeking knowledge. أولها الخروج من ضلال. The first one is that through this knowledge you want to leave misguidance. Are we all together? Based on the ayah, هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله العلم النافع والعمل الصالح. Ibn Jarir Tabari said. And also هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي الضلال مبين. يعني قبل بعثة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم the people were upon ignorance, right? They were upon what? Ignorance. And the Prophet removed that ignorance from them. So why are you seeking Islamic knowledge for? Number 1, you no longer want to be what? Misguided and ignorant. You want the light. وَكَذَلِكَ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ رُوحًا مِّنْ أَمْرِنَا. You want this revelation, this soul to go to receive it. That's the first reason. أولها الخروج من ضلال والثاني نفع خلق ذي الجلال. The second reason why you're seeking knowledge is that you want to share it with the people. Are we all together? Your aim and objective is what? You want to call to this. لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِنْ بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى لِسَانِ دَاوُدَ وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوا وَكَانُوا يَعْتَدُونَ كَانُوا لَا يَتَنَاهَوْنَ عَنْ مُنْكَرٍ فَعَلُوهُ لَبِئْسَ مَا كَانُوا يَفْعَلُونَ. You want to share this knowledge with others. You want to call the good to the people to the good and prohibit them from the evil. Are we all together? كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. You want to share the good and you want to prohibit them from the evil. والثاني نفع خلق ذي الجلال وثالث الإحياء للعلوم. And the third reason why you're seeking knowledge is that you want to revive some of these aspects, some of Islamic knowledge. It's wearing out. Not many people are engaged in it. Not a lot of people want to learn it. So it's become alien. So if somebody comes up now and then realizes no one's actually studying inheritance, it's a science that's actually dying out now, and he says, Inshallah ta'ala, I want to revive the science, and so I'm going to study it. وَالثَّالِثُ الْإِحْيَاءِ لِلْعُلُومِ. Giving it life, bringing it back to the people. Are we all together? A person comes to a place and he realizes that the qira'at is dying out and no one is studying the qira'at of the Qur'an, and he says, I'm going to revive it, inshallah ta'ala. I'm going to study it from the great scholars of al-Islam who came and gave the qira'at. Jazallahu bil khayrati anna a'immatan lana naqalu al-Qur'ana azban wa salsala faminhum budurun sab'atun qad tawassatat sama' al-ula wal-adli zuhran wa kummala. He goes through the 7 qurra from al-Shatibiyya, and then he goes through ad-Durra, and he revives this. And then after that he does Tayyibatul Nashr. He memorizes it and he brings that back to a small city where nobody actually knew the Qur'an and its different forms of recitation. So that's one of the reasons why somebody would study it. وَالثَّالِثُ الْإِحْيَاءِ لِلْعُلُومِ وَالرَّابِعُ الْعَمَلِ لِلْمَعْلُومِ. And the fourth one is to act upon the knowledge that you learnt. أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ أَتَأْمُرُونَ النَّاسَ بِالْبِرِّ وَتَنْسَوْنَ أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَنْتُمْ تَتْلُونَ الْكِتَابَ أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ. Are you going to tell the people to do good? Are you going to warn the people? And then you are going against what you are warning them of, right? كَبُرَ مَقْتًا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَن تَقُولُوا مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. You say what you don't do, right? وَلِذَلِكَ النَّبِيُّ شُعَيْبُ would say to them, وَمَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ أُخَالِفَكُمْ إِلَى مَا أَنْهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ. I do not want to oppose you guys in what I'm prohibiting you from. I want to be the first person to follow my knowledge. So this is the rights that knowledge has on us. Is that we what? We correct the intention of why we're learning it. But if you're reading a book or you come to a lecture and your aim in coming to this lecture is so that you can use this information against your Muslim brother, then you've misunderstood the concept of knowledge and seeking knowledge, right? Or if you're reading a book and your aim from this book when you're reading it, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to use this against them. Yeah. You've misunderstood the idea and the concept or the intent behind knowledge. Are we all together, brothers?